In the inner cities, more than half of all black men do not finish high school. If they don't finish high school, 60% of them, on average, will spend time in prison. Debate is one of those things that gets kids hooked on learning.
For China, whose nuclear missiles can reach the U.S.
Gets them to stay in high school and stay in college.
You said this is a bureaucracy. Can you define bureaucracy for me, please?
My dad, he really didn't have the same opportunities as me. Like, I have Crotty that he really cares for me and Christian, and he takes us everywhere.
I want to grow up to be successful, do something with my life.
I mean, walking home, they have to go past the store where they're selling drugs.
I was the last kid cut from my basketball team. So I went home, and I told my mom, and she said, well, why don't you try speech and debate?
Immigrants automatically get citizenship if they join AmeriCorps.
We fund your plan and cut off all the other funds.
Debate is a sport. It's an academic sport.
There's the same amount of tension.
What other kids attacks can you make?
But you have to work harder, and you have to adapt to something so fast.
By passing this plan, we're saving lives.
Always be aggressive.
The capacity of their program is just doing their efforts.
Run it, know it, breathe it, love it, understand it.
Turning every argument.
You know, in your mid-40s, if you don't have kids, there seems to be some kind of impulse.
All right, of the 6 people here, who's the most white?
Ryan!
No, Ryan!
Crotty's chicks, my man! Those are black.
Definitely!
I felt like it's my turn to be a father figure to kids.
From Eagle, Jordan Lewis.
If I stick with this and don't die of a heart attack,
We're going to stay!
they will feel the same way about me as I feel about my coaches 30 years later now.
Hello, I'm James Marshall Crotty, and I'm the producer-director of Crotty's Kids. Back in 2002, Christmas Day 2002, my mother suddenly passed away, and at that point, my life was turned upside down. And I decided to honor her passing by becoming a mentor in the same way that she and my father, who was soon to pass away a few years later, were to me. And I moved to New York City, and I started as a debate coach, first at Stuyvesant High School and then the Bronx High School of Science. But my real desire was to help kids in the inner city, especially when I read a New York Times article that said that 60% of black men in America's inner cities do not graduate high school. 60% do not graduate high school. Of that number, half will spend time in prison. That was a shocking and disturbing statistic that I wanted to do something about. And the only thing I knew to teach kids is something that I did in high school. I was a state debate champion at Omaha Creighton Prep back in the 70s. Went to nationals twice in debate and then in extemporaneous speaking. And I wanted to give that gift, and also the gift of the sort of cultural capital that I had growing up with my parents in Omaha to these young men. And that's why I began coaching at the Eagle Academy for Young Men. And I felt it was important to not just be a coach, but to bring the message of not just debate, but the whole issue of urban dropouts to a national audience. And debate is one of those things that gets kids hooked on learning and gets them to stay in school, get good grades, get into college. And debate's important, but the film is also about mentoring these young men, and in whatever way works. You know, it could be robotics, chess, it could be being their friend, taking them to ball games. And so I wanted to get that message across, and I think the film does so. Crotty's Kids does so in a fun, smart way, and that's it. That's the point of the film, is to inspire people to become mentors, and to inspire principals and teachers to integrate debate into the curriculum or as an after-school activity. But at this point, I've used my available funds and I'm out, and I need people to step up to the plate, and that's why I'm asking you now to contribute to this film. It's an characteristic of me to do so. I usually self-finance everything. but I really need your help. This film has gotten very far for my own funds. I put almost $100,000 of my own money into it, and thousands of hours of labor, and I just can't finish it without some additional funding. And basically, I need $15,000. So that's what this campaign's about. We need that money to fund color correction for the film, to finish the sound editing and mixing of the film, sound mixing, and to create a DVD of the film, which will include much more than the film Crotty's Kids. It will include instructional videos about debate, footage of debaters at the top of their game, and plus a little short film about a great urban debate league team at the top of their game. My kids that I coached were novice debaters, so I want to show what it's like when they become truly great debaters. And then the final use of that money will be for marketing the film to festivals and distributors and outreach. I want to build a website that folks can come to and learn about not just debate, but mentoring and organizations that they can give to or be a part of to solve this problem once and for all. For me, it's just shameful that in this advanced country, the most powerful and wealthy nation on earth, that we allow 60% of folks in the inner city, we allow them to not graduate high school. Yes, they have something to do with it. Yes, their parents have something to do with it. Yes, their environment has something to do with it. Those are all true things. But at the end of the day, it's because we don't care enough to make it a priority. And I hope this film, small as it is, can get out there to enough people that we can change that statistic so that 60% goes down to 10% or 20% in my lifetime. You can make a difference. And for your generosity to help me finish this film and to take this project to a big global audience, I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to give you a t-shirt, a funny t-shirt called the Master Debaters t-shirt. The kids talk about it in the film. They wanted to have this t-shirt. We're going to create this t-shirt, and you can have it. The DVD, an amazing DVD that'll include not just the film, but many things I've already talked about, outtakes from the film, as well as instructional videos and other short films. Great stuff will be on that DVD. And a final couple things. I can offer you online debate and speech instruction, or I will fly to wherever you are in the world. If you give enough, I will go anywhere to teach you debate and speech. It's a thing that people ask for me all the time, and that they want to learn how to debate. They want to know how to win an argument. And after you spend a week with me, you will be able to win any argument with anybody, anytime. And that's my promise. And that's it. I really hope you come on board. The more people that contribute, the bigger community we have behind this film, and the more apostles we have for the message of the film, which is to really solve the dropout epidemic in America. And this film is a start, but it's an important start. And so I hope you can contribute and contribute generously. Thank you.